feel like people are sleeping on my boy Zeldris. This man right here, people are sleeping on him. People out here going crazy, saying Zeldris is 10 commandments here. Zeldris is weak. Zeldris is fodder. Zeldris can't even match base post-resurrection Meliodas. Well, that's incorrect. However, I do think an interesting matchup is Zeldris versus Nagato. I've looked around and a lot of people think Nagato claps Zeldris. I'm gonna have to disagree. I think this is a really interesting fight, especially if both go in with no intel and magic and chakra equalized. Why? Well, this is because their movesets neutralize one another's. I'm not even kidding. So usually my normal answer for people against Zeldris is Ominous Nebula. Its suction is faster than light, it can do damage to the one, magic attacks don't work on him, and he can easily react to all physical attacks with it. That's it. End of story. However, Nagato has the Preta Path and its ability to absorb chakra. Ominous Nebula is a swirling vortex of darkness, which is a form of magic which can be absorbed, nullifying it. Nagato has Shibaku Tensei. However, Zeldris with the Demon King's power would be immune to the suction of the orb itself, so he would just have to dodge rocks. Zeldris has the Hellblaze, an eternal burning flame that can't be put out by any normal means and nulls the regeneration of immortals. Once again, the Preta Path comes in and nulls that, or Shinra Tensei like Nagato did with Amaterasu. Speaking of, Nagato has Shinra Tensei, but once again, the Demon King's power comes in and it would neutralize that. Zeldris is a master blade wielder, one of the best in the verse, and Nagato can summon metallic limbs from the Azure Path to attempt to counter that. Nagato can rip out souls with the human path, but so can Zeldris, even from a distance. Zeldris has Diasare, a dark lightning bolt that he can drop at will from miles away. However, once again, the Preta Path. Nagato has the Naraka Path to heal himself, but Zeldris can also heal himself with his darkness regeneration. Nagato can also use the Animal Path to summon assistance and extra eyes, but Zeldris has Hellblaze, which gets rid of those in an instant just like Itachi did with Amaterasu. Even for the lizard, Zeldris can sense magic. Only thing that Nagato doesn't have a direct counter for is piety. Say he goes to run off to drop a Chibaku Tensei, the second he turns his back to Zeldris, Nagato becomes subservient to him and the fight is over. Another thing that Nagato cannot counter is getting his magic sealed like Zeldris did to Droll, the king of the giants. If Nagato is tagged by Zeldris, that's it for his chakra usage. So, they neutralize a lot of each other's magic and chakra abilities, if not all of them. So now this comes down to strength and speed. I do hate to say this, but if we properly scale Zeldris, he's stronger than Nagato physically, and he's faster. Nagato scales around Itachi, KCM1 Naruto, and B. B scales to a not-so-serious Raikage in speed, and Naruto, while amping himself to the max, was able to avoid the Raikage at max speed. And Itachi is a confirmed lightning timer, being able to react to Kirin while sick and dying, and is fast enough to keep up with Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan Sasuke, Sage Kabuto, and KCM Naruto in combat. This puts Nagato in the lightning timer tier and beyond. He was able to casually react to B, is physically superior to Itachi, and Itachi was sick and dying and able to react to Kirin. And to wake Itachi, I typically put him at 10 times faster than lightning. Nagato is at least twice that while he's healthy. This makes sense, since lightspeed movements and reactions are more so for the god tiers in the Naruto-verse, like Sage's 6 past powers Naruto and Sasuke. On the other hand, Zeldris is able to fight Ludashell, react to and block the one, and go head-to-head with Full Wings King, even though the final one was at distance and is slightly weaker. Ludashell, even to Margaret bodies, confirmed lightspeed with his grace, then the one surpasses Ludashell in every single way, and then Full Wings King surpasses Ludashell in 4 Commandment Mael, who's utilizing lightspeed attacks like Arrow of Salvation and Light Ball of Love. And King was able to react to that. Even if Zeldris in combat speed was slightly slower than Ludashell, the moment he activated his 2nd level demon mark, he was easily able to surpass Ludashell, as Ludashell states. This means that Zeldris, at a bare minimum, in 2nd level demon mark is lightspeed, reaction speed, and combat-wise, which absolutely annihilates Nagato in terms of speed. Power-wise, Nagato is very strong. He has access to some of the most destructive techniques in the series in Shibaku Tensei and Shinra Tensei. Pretty strong, pretty good, nice. However, even if these techniques couldn't be reacted to and avoided by Zeldris, they wouldn't affect him because of the Demon King's power. Zeldris managed to be immune to a blast from the Demon King himself, so he wouldn't be affected by anything that Nagato has. Even if Nagato just uses Shibaku Tensei and pulls rocks, Zeldris scales up from a country-level Tarmio. It's sad to say that Nagato's stones are nowhere near enough to damage Zeldris. Even if the Shinra Tensei could affect Zeldris, which it wouldn't even phase Zeldris. Six-tailed Naruto was able to resist the small-scale Shinra Tensei, so to think that Zeldris, who would annihilate that Naruto, would even be affected would be foolish. Zeldris, once again, scales up from a bare minimum country-level Tarmio with his ocean, is comparable to Full Wings King from a distance, who was confident that he could vaporize the original demon, and the original demon was so powerful that upon simply appearing, he convinced Merlin that she and Escanor had no chance of winning, and the original demon has a power level of over 341,000 bare minimum. This Zeldris could also contend with a post-noon Mael with Sunshine, and Sunshine Mael is the match for Prime Meliodas, and Zeldris was able to damage the one with Omnis Nebula, a feat never performed in the series up to that point. If we're going with peak Zeldris, since we're going with Prime Nagato, it would also be nighttime, he would still have piety, and he would be using Omnis Nebula, amping his power even further. I'd say Zeldris is at a bare minimum large country level in attack potency and regular combat, and possibly scales higher with Omnis Nebula. So, how smart are they? Well, Nagato's from the Naruto verse, so he is extremely smart. Even supposed idiots in the Naruto verse can come up with and execute brilliant multi-stage plans in a matter of minutes. For example, Kid Naruto and Sasuke against Zabuza. Nagato is very smart, but not Itachi, Shikamaru, Madara, or even Obito smart. He has a lot of battle experience, having lived through the war, and is the most experienced Rinnegan user to date in Naruto Shippuden. He was beaten by sheer brute force and willpower when he was controlling the pains, and he was quickly power played by Itachi in their battle. However, in spite of this, he is smart enough to calmly coordinate Rinnegan powers with one another in effective ways, knows how to deal with multiple angles of vision, and is far smarter than your average shinobi with much more experience. In the case of Zeldris, he's well trained by one of the oldest demons, is competent enough to lead the Ten Commandments, is smart enough to trick Meliodas, is also a smart enough battle tactician to take over Camelot in less than a day and then run it efficiently as the demon headquarters. He also has lots and lots of battle experience, being 252 in age and having lived through the original Holy War, and being an active participant in the second one. So, in general, I'd say Zeldris is a more experienced fighter, but Nagato is a smarter combatant just from scaling off smarts of the people in his series. Now, for the battle itself, I think it's kind of a blitz win in Zeldris' favor. Zeldris typically takes all his opponents seriously, as he directly says to Escanor when he criticizes Meliodas. If he has an objective, he's going to complete it, regardless of outside influences. He had one quick spat with Ludishel before activating Omnis Nebula, removed Meliodas' right arm the moment he saw him, and in their rematch instantly went to bisect his resurrected brother. Zeldris does not play. It's not in his nature to extend the fight beyond necessity. The only time he didn't fulfill his name as Executioner immediately was when he was attempting to recruit Droll, and when he was sent to retrieve Gother, because he had other objectives and orders. Every other time, he was aiming for the kill. Nagato typically doesn't play either, especially when enraged, but he's too slow to really do anything against Zeldris, who would stonewall all of Nagato's chakra attacks with the Demon King's power, and if he just activates Omnis Nebula because he wants this over with, Nagato is done if he doesn't react quick enough. Seriously, if the One, an invincible incarnation of power, as stated by Merlin, not only got cut, but couldn't instantly break Omnis Nebula, Nagato has nothing he could throw at Zeldris to prevent his body from getting sliced to ribbons by Zeldris, unless he instantly goes Prey to Path because he sees the darkness with the Rinnegan. If he does that, then Zeldris realizes this and lunges for Nagato with his sword and slices him in half. Nagato may attempt to react block it, but then Zeldris cleaves right through his defense due to his superior attack potency. Nagato gets lucky, and Zeldris decides that for once he just wants to instantly kill his opponent with all his strength, and Nagato does anything that portrays him as a threat, like summoning massive animals, the Geto Mazo, or Shinra Tensei, then Zeldris spooks and kills him. Nagato gets extremely lucky, and Zeldris goes completely out of character and says for Nagato to try his best, and Nagato just drops to Chibaku Tensei or Shinra Tensei. Chibaku doesn't work because of the Demon King's power, nullifying the pull of the Gravity Spear, and Zeldris dodges rocks. Shinra Tensei just washes over Zeldris like a cool wave, also thanks to the Demon King's power. Nagato throws out the Soul Dragon with the Geto Mazo. It either gets nullified by the Demon King's power, or Zeldris outright avoids it. Nagato throws a zoo at Zeldris. Zeldris lights the zoo ablaze. Nagato in some universe gets his hands on Zeldris to remove his soul. Zeldris realizes that his soul is getting snatched and either touches Nagato and draws out his own soul to eat the thing, or just removes Nagato's arm with a sword swing. Nagato fires missiles and lasers and chakra cannons. Missiles get avoided, destroyed, or just don't do significant damage, and the latter two don't affect Zeldris because of the Demon King's power. Nagato uses some of his unknown jutsu since he mastered all 5 nature transformations with the Rinnegan. They do nothing because of the Demon King's power. Seriously, I'm kind of at a loss for words. I didn't realize how little Nagato could really do against Zeldris until I actually sat down and thought about how busted the Demon King's power is and how much it counters Nagato. Unless you're physically able to combat Zeldris, which Nagato isn't, you can't really do anything to him. He takes a Sunflower Blast from Full Wings King that would have possibly killed the original demon while he was amped thanks to the Demon King's power. What's Nagato gonna do? Try to punch him in the face? Zeldris is as good as a hand-to-hand combatant as Meliodas. Meliodas is a master hand-to-hand combatant. And to top it off, he's said to have the fastest swordsmanship in the demon world, a fact that reaches other realms such as the goddess realm where Ludishel comes from. Nagato attempts to get in close, he's dead. Nagato attempts to run, he's dead. Nagato tries for a super big destroy everything attack, and it does nothing to Zeldris, and he's dead. I see no possible way that Nagato could win in this scenario. If he gets Monster Tending off, maybe, but once again, the Demon King's power nullifies all magic used on Zeldris. Even if you want to say it does work, Zeldris swings his sword once when he gets in range of Nagato. Pull a simple no you and activates Omnis Nebula right before Nagato knows it, he's getting shredded to pieces by a fast and light vacuum of swirling darkness. Depending on range, he could activate the Preta path, but it's not always on, so he'd have to react quick enough, which is doubtful. I also doubt Nagato would realize what's going on and just dig his feet into the ground like Escanor, Cusack, and Chandler did. He'd be confused for a moment too long and die. Now, this is all if magic and chakra are equalized. Question is, would it change if it was different? Yes, it would be worse. For Nagato. Because then an Omnibus Nebula really just destroys him. He couldn't absorb it, he couldn't run from it without triggering piety. Whatever summons he sent to it will be shredded apart. Say Zeldris doesn't open with that in some world, and he just blitzes Nagato. Fast and light versus multiple times faster than lightning. That's kind of it for Nagato. Nagato somehow gets Shibaku Tensei off. Zeldris either realizes to attack the core, or stops him before he can even release it, and then he drops multiple DSRs on the core if he somehow gets it out, and starts dodging through the rocks that attempt to trap him, outrun the suction, destroys the rocks with Omnibus Nebula, or just slices the rocks in half with his sword. Or he lights it up with Hellblaze. Shinra Tensei may push Zeldris back a little, if it's chaotic, not if it's a small scale, but it won't hurt him too much, and he'll just attack Nagato in the 5-second cooldown interval. Nothing works in Nagato's favor. At best, small country level if we want to wank Nagato to C0, versus large country level for Zeldris as a low ball. Wow, pretty cool. Nagato still loses, all around. He's too weak, he's too slow, his moveset, despite its diversity, is useless. Zeldris wins. Debate me. I want you to. I'm intrigued to hear arguments in Nagato's favor. Most of the ones I've heard just come down to, well, the Demon King's power wouldn't nullify Chibaku Tensei. And that's where I just came up with the whole argument that Zeldris would either just destroy the core or just try to kill Nagato before he gets trapped. Even if he does, I don't believe that he's going to be trapped by it. He's far too fast to be held in by the suction. But regardless, I'm interested to hear more arguments in Nagato's favor. Nagato is an extremely powerful character from the Nagatoverse. He's fantastic in terms of power, but he just doesn't do well against Zeldris. Anyway, this is that guy with the pencil, writing off.